Hi, everybody. It's Liz Bigler from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to be in China this summer, and I hope to be doing a workshop for teachers to teach you some of the techniques that I love to use with kids. I think that what a lot of the kids that we teach need is more interaction, less books, less reading, less interaction on paper, and more actually negotiating meaning with the language itself in a spoken form. So there's a number of techniques that I use to try to do that. You know, even if your students are really low level, there's still ways that you can get them into a conversation with you. And when I have a class, no matter how many students I might have two, I might have 40, I have every student's name on a card, and through the class, I call on each and every student once in a while to basically do drills, but orally, so that they're used to hearing things that they aren't expecting, maybe, and that they have to deal with it. So, just for example, if you were teaching, I mean, colors is sort of most kids, even really low level kids, will already know colors, but just using colors as an example to show you how you can use some of these techniques. Let's say that you had these three paper clips or balls or elephants or whatever, and you called on a student and you said, okay, you could ask them first a yes or no question. Yes or no questions are the most basic. The student really only has to provide one word to answer the question, or even not a word. They can just go like this, right? So I could say, is this red? Yes or no, right? Is this blue? Yes or no, right? Is this a paper clip? Yes or no. If they know the words red, blue, and paperclip, and they know what those words mean, they can answer that question. They don't know which question is coming. So, in a sense, on a very low level, they're already negotiating meaning when I'm asking them this question out of the blue. Okay? Then I could do the same with another. Is this red? Is it blue? Is it purple? Is it green? And there is a correct answer. Of course, this isn't true communication. I already know what color the paperclip is, but it's a drill. It's helping them take what they know. They already learned these two colors are red and purple, and they learned green and blue. And now they're using what they know to have a real, to be able to answer a real question. Okay, and the next more difficult one for the next step up is an either or question. So in this case, again, back to colors, but it could be anything. It could be lots of things. I could say, okay, is this paperclip purple or green? Now the student will have to use a word other than yes or no. They have to actually use one of those vocabulary words to answer the question, but I'm providing that for them. I'm providing them with the two choices. Is this paperclip purple or green? I'm giving them the two choices. They only have to pick one, and hopefully it's the right one. I might also say, is this a paperclip or a hamburger? And I'm giving them the two choices, and they can say paperclip. Or if I want them to, if they're a little bit further on, I can have them create a sentence. I say, is this a paperclip or a hamburger? And when they start to answer, I'll prompt them and say, it's, and then they have to remember to say a paperclip if that's what we're working on, if that's what I want them to be able to do. Okay? And of course it can be more complicated than that. We could be talking about the story of Little Red Riding Hood, and I could say, did she go to her mother's house or her grandmother's house? She, and then if I want them to be able to do past tense and want them to also be able to know where it was that Little Red Riding Hood went, I can prompt them that way. Okay, the most difficult kind of question you can ask is a WH question where you're not providing them with the answer. So, for example, I could say, what is this? Or, what color is this? And then I'm not providing them the answer to the question. I'm asking them to, and of course we've studied it, so I studied it, so to speak. I'm not going to be asking them these random questions about things that they don't know. I want them to succeed. So I'm asking them these questions about things that we've already talked about. But this is a test so to speak, but it can be fun and it can be funny. You know, is this a hamburger? What is this? So that's a little bit about one of the techniques that I use to do oral comprehension questions and practice, to give them some structure to be able to practice what they've learned, even on a super basic level. And if you take my workshop, I can show you how to make these techniques go to any level, more difficult, very difficult, or super easy. I also have a technique called the pencil game, where I have 10 colored pencils, and if you want to learn about how to play the pencil game or the penny game or lots of other games that I have, I hope that you'll sign up for my workshop. See you in China. Bye. This is Liz Bigler of Bigler ESL. Bye.